Dear survivor, today I have the road to the altar. I woke up in the sunny early morning, right beside the sea. The first things I heard was the sound of waves rolling onto the shore. The sky was clear and bright, and for a brief moment, everything felt calm, peaceful, and even if this had been before the outbreak, someone may have called this place paradise. But that world is gone now. I got to my feet and checked what I had with me. Not much. One apple and a few rags. A few supplies. A little hope and a long journey ahead. My goal was simple. Stay alive and get to altar. I followed the coastline until I came across a small house near the water. The front door hung open, showing slightly in the breeze. Wind drifted through the broken windows. At first I thought nobody was there. Then I heard something, soft sounds, movements, the infected. People who once had normal lives. People who laughed, loved, worked, and dreamed just like the rest of us. Now they wandered through the remains of the old world, shadows of who they used to be. A low growl came from inside the house. I tightened my grip on my weapon. Out here, one mistake can be your last. I searched the places carefully and managed to find a little food, a bandage, and a warm jacket. Nothing amazing, but enough to keep me going. When I stepped back outside, the sun was still shining. No rain, no storm clouds, just a rare good day. Maybe the world was feeling generous for once. As I headed north, I stayed alert. Danger was everywhere. The infected lurked around buildings. Wolves watched from the tree line. And somewhere out there were other survivors. Some friendly, some desperate enough to kill you for a single can of food. And every step toward the altar carried a risk. But every step also meant I was still alive. Then something strange caught my eye. Up ahead, on an abandoned road, two pigs were sprinting as fast as they could. Behind them was an infected. It was screaming and chasing them with unbelievable determination. Honestly, it was such a bizarre sign that I stopped to watch. For a moment, I forget about my own problems. I wanted a closer look. That was my mistake this time. I moved over the road and tried to stay hidden. Tried being the important word. The infected suddenly stopped chasing the pigs. Its head snapped in my direction. It had seen me. Then came the scream, loud and sharp. The kind of sound that instantly puts your heart in your throat. Before I could react, it changed. I raised my weapon, but it was too slow. The infected slammed into me and landed at hard hit. Pain shot through my body. My vision blurred immediately. Everything spun. I stumbled backward and felt warm blood running down my arm. A cut, not fatal, but enough to remind me how quickly things can go wrong. I managed to get away and patch myself up, but something wasn't right afterward. Now I'm sick. My body feels weak. Sometimes my vision fades in and out. And honestly, I don't know if I'll make it all the way to altar. Every step feels harder than the one before. That's when the doubts started creeping in. What if I don't make it? What if I lose everything I have? And what if I'm not strong enough to make it? For the first time since leaving the coast, I didn't have an answer. Because when you're exhausted, injured, and barely holding on, there comes a point where survival isn't just about care or weapons. It's about people, humanity. Another survivor willing to help instead of hurt. Someone willing to share food, medicine, or simply watch your back while you recover. In a world destroyed by infection, kindness becomes one of the rarest things you'll ever find. I stopped on a hill and looked out across the landscape. Altar was still far away. The road ahead was still dangerous. And for the first time, I wasn't sure I could do it alone. But I kept moving. Because street isn't about being fearless. It's about moving forward even when fear is walking right beside you. Every survivor understands that. Not just in Dayz, in real life too. A lot of people are fighting battles nobody else can see. Some are dealing with loneliness, some are carrying heartbreak, and some are struggling with grief, illness, or simply trying to get through another difficult day. And yet, they keep going. They get up every morning and take another step forward. That's survival. As the sun slowly began to set, I continued on my journey toward altar. The road was still long, the danger was still real, but so was my determination. And if you are reading this today, dear survivor, remember something important. You have already survived every difficult day that has come before this one in your life. You are still here, still breathing, and still moving forward. And when you feel like you're about to collapse, when it feels impossible to keep going alone, please don't forget that there are still many good people in this world. There are people willing to help, people willing to listen, and people willing to stand beside you when times are hard. But remember this too, you are strong, stronger than you think. You have survived every challenge that brought you to in this moment, and that strength is still inside you. Sometimes help arrives when you least expect it, and sometimes humanity shows up exactly when you need it most. Life can be hard. The road can be unforgiving. But just like this journey to altar, you don't have to finish it all at once. Just take one more step, then another, then another. Never underestimate how far you can go when you refuse to give up. Much love and stay safe, survivor. Diary Date unknown. Masha.